It's probably working. People can probably see this on the replay right now, but I have no idea. Oh, it has been 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, about 4 months. About 4 months. About 4 months here. And, yeah, still working on a lot of the same projects, but just going slow. And I have to like laugh when I look at the other live streams that I do on this when I actually make props, and I always say the same thing. Hopefully next week, probably not, and it's normally right. I used to do these weekly, and I was really impressed with that, or at least weekly every once in a while, and that was super fun. And now it's like, yeah, they get done when they get done. So here we are. It's a Wednesday night. Normally I try to do it Saturday. I think I'm just gonna try to do these just whenever, not have a schedule. It's just gonna be totally random. So yeah, should be a good time. What are we working on? What are we working on? Doctor Doom. Same thing we've been working on since May. Jeez. So, what does Doctor Doom entail here? Thank you. Glad you asked. Right now, this is kind of like the upper arm. This is like bicep armor type of deal, right? So, working on this. This is the armor, and there's going to be a shoulder pauldron here. We already have the forearm and shoulder pauldron made. So we're doing this, right? This is the outside. This is just keeping the two pieces together. We're going to paint this like... Now, Jason, I'm no mind reader. I have no idea. I have no idea what you're about to do. Besides, I haven't gone live in like 3 months, so I don't think I'm the one at fault here. Thank you very much. Besides, we only have like 3 or 4 mutual friends. I'm sure you get a good stream in, man. But yeah, these little upper arm pieces that were like the last thing I had to cut out. So as always, Aries, every once in a while, you could say. But yeah. So what these need to do, the reason this part isn't closed is because I want them to be adjustable. So in order to make that happen, we got to do a bunch of dumb stuff. So I originally had like these guys spray painted, right? And that was great, and they've been spray painted for, I don't know, months. Trust. Oh yeah. This is like fun side content. Everything for Dial H is super easy. I just make that. Although the last Dial H like skit video I tried to make, I shot it all. I wrote out a script. I did everything. I filmed it. I edited it together. I watched it like twice, and I'm like, this sucks. This is just not funny. And I deleted it. And I was like, shake my head. What am I doing? Thank you, Anthony. I appreciate it, dude. I need to, people always say, I can't wait to see the finished results. I need to actually start finishing these and like post about them. So like, one of my favorites that I've worked on this live stream a ton is the Iron Man armor, the Mark 1. And that's been done for almost a year now. It's been done, and I just haven't told anyone because it's missing like really small things. Like I need to put something in the eyes so you can't see my eyes straight through it, some like little black film or whatever. But like I haven't done a photo shoot, and I don't want to be like do this big it's done post, and it's just like the armor clumped up in a pile on the little stand I have for it. So like it sucks that like the reason I started these was to like do the Iron Man armor. And it's completely done, and I've not told anyone. This is like the first time I've ever like literally said a word to anyone ever. That it's like, oh yeah, the armor's done, by the way. So it's done. I need to do a photo shoot. Lazy, It's cold outside right now, so I can't do it. And I need like a desert area, and I live in South Dakota, and like the Badlands aren't really a desert, So So what we need to do, back to these stupid, I hate these clips. I spray paint them, I coat them, but it's just chipping. This one's not as bad. This one's probably like worse. You know, there's just obvious like chipping of the paint coming off, and if there's going to be a lot of wear and tear on these guys, I can't have the paint coming off this easy. So how do we fix that? Don't trust rattle can spray paint on smooth plastic. So we we took some of these. I can't spray paint because it's so cold, but we took some of these normal clips, these other clips I had, and we sanded them down. And now we're painting them with acrylic paint, which is, it'll get the job done. It'll look nice, you know? No one's going to be looking at the buckles like that close, so I don't have to worry about that so much. It's a little bit of a pain, but once everything is sanded and it has a rough surface, we'll do like 2 coats of paint, and then we do a coat of Mod Podge, and it'll be perfect. It'll be chef's kiss, just c'est la vie, beautiful. So, what was I using to paint with earlier? One of these guys I was using to paint with. I think it was this one. Right. But yeah, it's super low effort like painting, because I hate doing foam stuff unless I'm just cutting up foam, because then I have to wear a mask or I have to Dremel and it's loud and it's hard to like talk with people and interact when I do all that kind of stuff. But you know, it's always a good time. It's always fine. So yeah. I was really gonna do 1 coat, but 1 coat looked so bad on these. Just painting, just painting. That's all I gotta do. Hopefully we can have a full day of just working on this armor tomorrow. I was gonna try to figure out, you know, based on my post earlier, how to like Twitch stream and all that stuff. Way too complicated. No, thank you. I might try to figure it out here next couple of weeks. But for right now, I like doing it on Facebook. It's simple, it's easy, it's intuitive. Something a guy that knows very little about computers can understand, handle, and do. So, blip, there's 1 clip. Done. Second clip. But yeah. But this has been the project since May, the Doctor Doom armor. We've been needing to get it done for a really long time. Technically, it was supposed to be done on Halloween. Blessing in disguise, a lot of Halloween parties were canceled due to, you know, the C word. So that made the deadline just sort of whenever, which sadly makes my want to work on the project sort of like, oh, I'll do it whenever. But no, you should get it done, especially when it's not for yourself. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Anthony. Yeah, I mean, sadly, it's been hard to like work on stuff without conventions whenever to go to. But yeah, dude, I love it. I'll never stop doing it. You know, I'll be lazy about it and I won't do it for a while. But I don't think I'll ever stop. No, I love it too much. You know, it's just like in some projects you want to take to that next level, so it takes you even longer because like the Iron Man suit, I want it to. The Mark One has flamethrowers. I can't do flamethrowers. I did not see your D20s, Jason. Is that like the dice like molding and stuff, like with casting and stuff like that? Because that's fun. I've seen some people do cast dice like that. It's pretty sweet. But yeah, I wanted to do flamethrowers for the Iron Man Mark One, and I couldn't figure out a safe way to do it where it's not like gonna burn the foam or like that would be illegal to take into a convention center. You know, like I was thinking like colored paper and like an air compressor, but I couldn't find an air compressor small enough to carry around in the armor. I was originally going to do this one lady makes things that are smoke, and it uses like a vaporizer to make smoke, but smoke isn't fire, you know? And you could color it to be red, I think, but that was like $150 just for that effect. Now, maybe it's $150 well spent because on stage you got, fire, smoke coming out of your costume is going to look pretty sweet. It's going to look pretty sweet. But all that stuff is pretty tough to incorporate after the thing is built. But I'm sure you can. Oh, I painted that piece. Oh, I painted all of these pieces. Huzzah. I have foam. Oh! Made a foam dice. Okay. That's curious. I've never seen someone do foam dice. That's pretty sweet. How does that roll? Does it roll well? I mean, it's obviously 12 inches around, so it's big. So you just like chuck it. That could be fun for like some real life D&D games. I don't know how that would work. That'd be pretty sweet. Okay, I'll check it out. Facebook sucks because it'll decide to just not show you stuff. I get to see everybody's. I don't want to get too political, but I get to see everybody's like XYZ disagreement, whatever. But I don't get to see half the cosplay pages I follow, or like video game stuff or news that I care about, where it's like whatever, you know. Oh, okay. Do they do life counters in D&D? Isn't it just like a page? I don't know. I haven't played D&D in a long time. I haven't rolled a D20 in a long time. These little pieces are tricky to paint because they don't like stand up anywhere. So I've got to like finagle them in my hands. Try not to touch the paint because they're painted in 3 different weird spots, and I stick them in the clay. And then I go on to the next one. I suppose I could just try to paint them while they're in the clay. That would work too. Probably. God, the Magic the Gathering. Oh, like Magic the Gathering. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a I'm a person that showers and bathes, so I can't play Magic the Gathering. My bad. But if you play it, that's cool. That's just a friendly jab. That's just a friendly jab. It's just sort of like, you know, what the community is slightly known for, being not the most, I don't know how you say it nicely, clean tabletop gamers out there. Yeah. The same thing with Smash Bros. I always say the same thing. I'm like, oh no, I don't play Smash Bros. I shower and bathe. But Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter are cool. Yeah. Apparently the Magic D20s are different, right? Aren't the sides different than like a normal D20 is? Ah, crap, this one tipped over. I'm pretty sure they're different. I'm pretty sure they are. Oh yeah, you tell her. Don't just don't tell her I said it. I don't want her mad at me. I don't think she would actually get mad at me though. I don't think she would really. Maybe. I need to start going to more of that average Joe stuff that you guys are always going to. It looks like fun. It looks like a good time. I like tabletop gaming. I enjoy stuff like that. But I don't know. It seems like I'm always busy. Aren't we all always busy though? Just ridiculous. I tried. See, this is what I get for like spray painting all the clips early on. Spray paint them all. Go the easy route, and they end up chipping. And now here I am, sanding each one, roughing it up, hand painting it like a doofus. the worst part is like if I would have made that costume not in over such a long span of time, I would never have noticed the clips chipping. So it's sort of a blessing in disguise. These are all painted, which is dope. It's really hard to paint like these ones because they just don't set anywhere. They don't set anywhere nicely. So yeah, this is what I get for trying to do the easy route right away. And this is what I get. It's just what Suede is. So I paint this now. I Mod Podge it sometime in the morning. And eventually it all gets done. Dude, sometimes it's good. Sometimes you just want to take like time to yourself and do whatever. Well, to be fair, Chris, I didn't know you played Magic. I honestly didn't. You probably told me. I don't remember. I don't remember so much. But no, Anthony, this is what I'm doing right now is taking time to myself to finish projects. You know, the past like almost this whole past month, not of January, but like the past 30-ish days, been spending way too much time with other human beings. Gross. Social interaction. It's too much. I need to get this stuff done so I get paid. That's what it's all about. Getting them commissions done, making that cheddar, buying video games so I can also just play video games by myself and not do anything else. That's cool. I didn't know you didn't bathe. That's really cool. I'm sure Jason's a huge fan that you play Magic and also don't bathe. There's a few things I could show you. Some Magic players don't know. There's a thing like called a belt, deodorant, shampoo. I know it's in most hotel rooms, but some Magic players, I've seen some of their hotel rooms too. Trust me. It's so easy to make fun of Magic players. It is. Because there's so many. So like the amount of stereotypes there can be is just a plethora. So many. It's beautiful. Chef's kiss. And making fun of people is fun. Especially when I don't totally associate. I hate responding to texts on stream. It's just it's awful, but I need to get to these. All right, cool. So, and then here's the super other annoying thing. This is like the normal strapping that I use for armor. 9 times out of 10 you don't see it, or like black is a fine color. This armor's for Doctor Doom. All his straps are visible, and technically it's like knight armor, so it's leather. So I have to use, where is it? Where is it? It's over here. All right, cool. I have to use this brown strapping so it looks like leather, so it looks brown. Now it doesn't really look like leather, but to the untrained eye, it's brown. Instead of black on silver, the armor, it'll be brown on silver, so it'll look more natural that way. The bad part is it's just a ½ inch thicker than the normal strapping, which means every time I want to cut a piece of this, and this just shows how annoying this armor is, and maybe it's probably out there somewhere where there's a brown thing of this where it's not as thick. This is the first kind of bot. I have to cut it. So I cut it, not quite in half, but I cut it into strips. So that way it can even go through the holes, because otherwise it's too wide and it doesn't go through these at all. So then I've got to, go through them, and I got to freaking hand sew it in. Tedious. Blows my mind. But yeah. That's just another stupid setback this project has, is this stupid strapping is just slightly too big, and I've got to go through, cut each piece, and of course when I cut it in half, or not quite in half, I have to seal it somehow, otherwise it's gonna fray. So I've got to like heat gun, and I've got to burn it. Got to burn the whole thing. so that way it doesn't fray like crazy. And still, I'm not in love with the structural integrity of these straps. But it's the way it is. It is what it is, and that's what we're working with, which is really cool. So great, so awesome. Love it. Big fan. Big fan. Yeah. No. I'm a cosplayer. But I don't complain about anything. I complain about everything. Ugh. I don't need those headphones on. I literally can't hear myself back, and I'm not listening to anything, so I don't know why I have those headphones on. SuperCon. This year, SuperCon, I'm excited for it. I can't remember if anything's been announced, so I don't know. But if it happens, if SuperCon happens, I'm trying to figure out what costume I want to... So that's like the tough part, right, Anthony? To finish the Doctor Doom armor. So like this is really cool. This is what I have done. I'm not going to grab the chest piece, but I have basically the Doctor Doom armor is slightly easier because he wears a cloak, so the chest piece doesn't have to be painted, doesn't have to have any details. It just has to be big, so that way it looks like there's a big chest underneath. So I have the chest piece, shoulders both done, right? Yo, what's up, Chris? Back to work. Working hard, hardly working. I know how it is, but glad you stopped in, bro. But to keep answering your question here, Anthony, I have the wrists, these like forearm pieces, both totally done. They just need to be primed and painted. I have the thigh pieces done. They just need to add straps. I have the calves, the shin guards, totally done, right? So I would say some of it's painted, some of it isn't. If I get to it, like if I really break my back, whatever, if I spend 7 hours a day, as much time as possible on it, I can get it done within 2 weeks, for sure. I know how long it takes to build this stuff. I can finish everything I have. Everything I have, I can get done in 2 weeks. Now, there's 3 more things I have to make. I got to make a helmet, and I've got to make the boots and the gloves. Each of those will probably take a week. The helmet pattern I'm using, I'm a little unsure of, so there's going to have to be some creative stuff going on. So it'll take me roughly about a month and a half if I really start going at it to get this done. But in the same vein, that's me like working around my work schedule, working around whatever. If I really, really go at it, I can probably get it done in about a month. I can probably shave off some time. But yeah, but like I said, it took me like 3 years to make Iron Man. And the reason it took me 3 years to make Iron Man, or whatever, I think it took like 1,100 days, something like that, is because I had to pattern everything out by hand, right? And that was insane. That broke my mind. All right. Good, Jason. Good. I do want to be happy. I want to be really happy. But yeah, so like Iron Man took me forever. So freaking long. Because I had to pattern everything out, and it wasn't just like, oh, I can cover my arm with tinfoil, trace it, and make a pattern. No, the armor's bulky. It's got certain shapes, geometry strange and weird. I had to rebuild certain parts of that armor 3 or 4 times, and I hated it. But the Doom armor, I was able to find stereotypical like knight armor templates, which was cool. That I enjoyed. Finding knight armor templates like that made it way easier. Having a template just makes armor construction 1,000% faster. So that was good. And then I also found a mask template. Honestly, I was like, how am I going to make this freaking Doctor Doom mask? And then some dude in October, forget his name, a bigger guy, black hair, sort of has a beard. He makes all sorts of like pretty cool videos. Annoying voice, in my opinion. But he made a Doctor Doom mask template that was free for people, and I'm like, all right, beautiful. I honestly would have joined his Patreon if it meant getting the Doctor Doom mask template for like $3. I would do it. Although I am mad that his Patreon is like $3 at the minimum. Like, why not just have $1? You know, if it was $1 at the minimum, I would support him. But since it's the minimum's $3, like, who are you so high and mighty to be like, you must at least give me $3, or else I don't want your peasant money. Like, geez, let me toss $1 your way. That's like everybody I support on Patreon, I give like $1 to, Or if they have like a $10 thing where you like get something cool, I'll like donate $10 for 1 month. Then I'll do $1 from there on out. I just like the content. That's what I do with Odin Makes. Odin's my guy. I love him. Chef's kiss. Odin's great. But in terms of what I want to do for SuperCon, yeah. Yeah. Time-wise, it is good, but I just need to get cracking on it. First day I've worked on it in months, right? So it's the sitting down. I'm in my own area. If I had a workshop and it wasn't like in my house, in my room, and my computer wasn't right here, if I had a workshop somewhere and I would just put on tunes and I would be like, well, here I am in my dirty, cold workshop, better get to work. I would get like way more work done. Or I would just never go out there, Having it this like convenient is almost like a curse because I got my computers there, I got Wi-Fi. So annoying. But yeah, this isn't intensive. This is my relaxing thing for the day, but it's true. When you're like messing with cows, fixing fence all day, sometimes you don't want to do anything, which is totally fair. So, I don't have the straps made for these. These are just the easiest things to do because right now those hooks, those buckles, are straps for the thigh armor. I don't want to do those right now. As far as this goes, I don't want to put a mask on right now, so I'm just going to leave this here for the bicep armor. And the thigh armor will start with the left leg. So it's plasti dipped already, except, boom, right there, where I'm going to put stuff. So I think what I'm doing here is I want the inside to be the shorter one, and the top is going to be longer than the bottom because your thigh gets more narrow as it gets toward your knee, and obviously it's bigger at the top when it connects to your hip. So it's going to connect here and here, and then on the wraparound, it'll connect here and here, and that's where it'll plug in. I could talk about the home gym thing, man. I haven't posted pictures, but I set up a garage gym at my grandparents' place, which is awesome. They live really close to us, which is sweet. But I can't recommend a home gym just enough. Like it's so worth your time. It's so worth your money. Here's what I do because it is expensive to get stuff like buying for people. If you have a Scheels is like an outdoor sportsy store. Prioritize visiting Scheels once a week and like just the other day. So 45-pound plates, I've seen people sell them for as much as $200 a plate on the secondary market because it's so hard to find 45-pound plates. You should be paying like slightly more than $1 per pound on your plate. I bought two 45-pound plates for $138. Great deal. That's like almost $70 a piece. Amazing deal. Super crazy good deal, right? And that is, I went to Scheels, I bought them, did not have to pay shipping because, shipping 45-pound plates is 90 pounds. It's ridiculous shipping it. So that stuff's just, and then it's an extra $50 on shipping and XYZ. But Rogue, if you want to get things as quickly as possible without paying secondary market, visit Scheels a lot. Go to rogue.com. Rogue makes all sorts of home gym gear. Go to the items. Even if they're out of stock, hit notify me, give them your email. I hit notify me on all their 45-pound plates, all their 15-pound plates, just everything, right? And then I'm like, boom, as soon as it's there, I'm like, okay, buy it and go because they will sell out in 10 minutes because a million other people had that restock alert on their phone. It's crazy. But yeah, home gym stuff's expensive. But then you think, otherwise I pay $30 a month to go to a gym. And I know Planet Fitness is like $10, but like, let's be real, Planet Fitness is like so cringe. Like, people that go there can be jacked and big dudes and work out, but just like, there's something about Planet Fitness that's just so cringy to me. Just not a fan. Okay, I think we should measure these out. Let's do an inch from the bottom. That's actually about an inch right there, sweet. And then how much of the length do we want in there? I lost my dumb metal ruler, so I've got to get back to this plastic Triforce ruler. And it's funny, my quote-unquote home gym is like 10 miles away, right? So I make a point to go drive there, and when I go there, I work out. But if my home gym was in like my garage or my basement, there's something about being easy to get to. You just like end up being on your phone too much or whatever, and it's so strange. 4 inches, 1 inch in, that looks good to me. It's so weird. It's so weird. Yeah, gym equipment is expensive. Super strange. I bought a power rack, like a squat rack type deal, back in July. I think I put this right where the 5 inch mark is. And then we have 1 inch of it in. Yes. So I bought a power rack back in July, and they sent me two. I paid $700 for a power rack, which is an okay price. It's not amazing, but it's an okay price. It's one of the cheaper ones I found on Amazon. But they sent me two, which makes me think, like, is a power rack only worth $350, or did you accidentally send me two? If that's the case, I will gladly sell a second power rack for $700. If it's not the case, I will gladly sell my extra power rack for $300, whatever the case may be. But yeah, but honestly, there's so much you can do with dumbbells. Like just in Walmart the other day, I saw they had 35-pound dumbbells for like $38, and I'm like, perfect, slightly more than $1 per pound. Let's go buy those 35-pound dumbbells. It's just sort of like you kind of got to be looking for the deals. You're not going to be able to one-stop shop. Oh, I bought everything. Now I have a home gym. You sort of got to be searching for stuff. It's like searching for action figures and stuff. You know, you're on that grind, constantly on that grind to deck out your home gym. See, now I've got a bar. I've got two 45-pound plates. I have two 25-pound plates, two 10-pound weights, 15 dumbbells, 25 dumbbells, 35 dumbbells, one 50-pound dumbbell. Wish I had a second one, but I don't. And I'm just like, I'm set. Right now, that's the weight I can lift. So I don't need any more. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Not really paying attention to the chat. Okay, I've just been going on and on about home gym stuff. While we are technically working on the armor here, this is the front of it. It's pretty simple. The back, it's not amazing. It's not amazing. Oh, dude, I don't blame you. See, now that my gym is opened back up, I've been going, and you know, it's okay. It's just the freedom to do whatever you want in your own space, to like yell if you want, if you so feel like it, to just when you're doing something. It's pretty fun. In a normal gym, you kind of feel like you gotta be super quiet, which you probably should be. Not super quiet, but you shouldn't like yell and stuff. It's kind of rude, I would say, to yell in a normal gym. But also like other people, and with the mask stuff, you gotta wear masks. You got to keep your little spray bottle, and you gotta sanitize everything, which you should wipe off your bench normally, but also sanitizing the dumbbells and everything like that. There's a lot of just really annoying stuff. And you're just like, it used to be easy to come and work out, and you know, sometimes they just won't let you in. They're like, oh, sorry, we're at capacity. It's never happened to me, thankfully, but like sometimes the gym is just at capacity, and it's like, you don't get to work out today. I'm like, well, I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to take my life in a better direction, but here we are, you know? Nah, home gym is awesome. It's super free. You can test out new exercises without worrying about like feeling stupid, you know, without people judging you, because the Planet Fitness can say what they want. Judgment-free zone. Bro, humans are humans, all right? There's so people are gonna judge you no matter what. You're doing some weird stuff on like the cable machines, like you're Spider-Maning the cables or whatever. People are gonna judge you. They're not gonna laugh. They might not videotape you, but they're gonna like see it and they're gonna be like, that dude looks dumb, you know? Things I don't like doing in my gym is like doing CrossFit like circuits. It's not a CrossFit gym. I'm not endorsing CrossFit, but I do like circuits. It gets my heart rate going. It's really good for conditioning. It's just that's the style of people that do circuits, is like CrossFit people. And very much the gym I go to is more of a general fitness to like more bodybuilding style. Just like that's just what I see there, you know? Not that anybody's like a big bodybuilder, but like they don't care about endurance, performance, whatever. They're not like athletes. They're just like dudes that want to get big, which is totally fine. I just feel like I burn the most fat, get the best pump when I'm doing a circuit, not just doing sets of these, whatever, you know. So a home gym though, so great. If you want to work out twice, you know, work out once. Like if it's so easy to go to, pop in there for a little bit, do 10-15 minutes shoulder press, you know, run on the treadmill for a little bit. If you don't mind being sweaty, I guess, because you have to shower twice. But I like it. I like it a lot. Dumb stuff I wouldn't normally do in a normal gym, do it in my home gym. If you get a power rack, make sure it's got a pull-up bar built in. That's big for me. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Make sure it has safety arms. Safety arms were huge. I wanted to make sure mine had safety arms, so that way, you know, if I'm benching, no one's there. I'm by myself. You know, I can't ask for a spot. It's got safety arms just in case. Perfect. Yeah. Waiting for the hot glue gun to heat up, so we're gonna cut the other thigh piece. So what I'm doing on the thigh pieces here is pretty simple. It's what I do every time I attach a strap to foam. It is I trace out where the strap is going to go. I make little crisscrosses in the foam. I heat them up. And then that way there's a rigid surface for the glue to seep into and not just a flat surface, and the glue can just be ripped off easier. Once the glue is into the cracks of that surface, it's just tighter as opposed to the glue being here. You know what I mean? It's weird. You do all these techniques without even thinking about it, and you're like, and it's also weird when like you go to explain your costume in like front of a judge, and you're like, well, I did this X, Y, Z, and you can't actually assume that everybody knows everything there is to know about your costume, definitely, and then about cosplay, foam smithing, sewing, whatever. I imagine it's the same thing with sewing, where like a chick will be, I say a chick, anyone can sew. I've seen dudes sew, girls can sew, whatever. But like a person will be talking about sewing, it's 4¼ inches between each of these. I don't think that's a huge, crazy difference. I just need to make sure it lines up on that other side more than anything. 4¼ go right there. Go an inch in. There you go. It's probably easier just to like see how far it is from the top. But yeah. But that's why I'm probably just gonna start doing these whenever. Just I normally always start super late, like 9 o'clock, but I need to start doing them more. Because when I'm doing these, it's easier to work. Because normally I'll either listen to music if I'm doing a lot of journaling, or I watch TV. And watching Netflix is great and all, and it feels good to watch Netflix while you're working, because then you don't feel lazy for watching Netflix. You're like, oh, I'm building a costume and I'm watching Netflix. 2 birds, 1 stone. I wanted to watch this show anyways, and I'm not just sitting on the couch purely just watching that show, feeling lazy. I'm getting stuff done. But sometimes I just sit here and I watch the show. I turn all my tools off and I'm like, oh, whoa, what's going on? It's a very easy distraction, and you're inviting that distraction into your life, taking away from your creativity when you choose to do it, which is why music is my background. It's my go-to. But some people, I know some people said, like, I'll listen to music, but then I'll just get too into the song. I'm not that way. Music's super easy to make it background for me. Background music. Like, so much so, I don't know if I could go to a concert and be like, cool, can we do something else? We're just sort of standing around listening to music, you know? But I know the rest of the world doesn't agree with that, so that's fine. But yeah, listen to music when you're working on stuff. Watching TV when you're working on stuff. It's all very cool. It's all very cool. Same thing, marking out where I think it should go, making the little crisscrosses in the foam so that the hot glue seeps into it. Let's see, let's grab both of the straps. Tall one goes on top, short one goes on the bottom. Very simple, very simple. Double check the chat. No phone calls, no texts. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. How's everybody been doing? Hope you've been great. Hope you're staying hydrated. So I was saying earlier, I don't know what I want to do for SuperCon. I want to go. If it's happening, I'm going. I'm going to move up from the intermediate. I don't think I need to be a beginner anymore, for sure. I think I should be an intermediate, but I don't think I'm an expert. Because I've seen stuff experts make, and I'm like, I'm not there yet. I can make cool stuff. It's not that detailed. It's not that well constructed, whatever. So probably going to shoot for intermediate this year. But I want to make some cool stuff. All of my SuperCon costumes have been pretty meh. So like the first one was Jean Arc. Foam chest piece, cardboard shield, sword. I didn't even have a wig actually. No wig, just like pants and stuff. So like super bland Jean Arc from Ruby costume. I don't think I won anything that year, but that was like one of the first times I ever entered a cosplay contest. Second year, I was going to be the engineer from Team Fortress 2. I stayed up way too late the night before. I already pre-registered for the contest and everything, and I'm just like, I'm sitting there in the green room. I'm just mentally just gone, just drained, and I'm like, I can't go up on stage. I can't perform. I can't do. So I walked out. I didn't. This is a terrible thing, by the way. I didn't tell the person, hey, look, I'm gonna drop. I didn't tell anyone, and I just walked out. I was just so tired. My brain didn't think, oh, this is gonna be awkward when they call my name, and I'm not there. Then fast forward to the costume competition 3 hours later. I'm sitting in the audience, and they call my name. They say, what was I going by that time? Ranching Nerd Cosplay. Ranching Nerd Cosplay as the engineer. And no one shows up on stage. And my brother turns to me, and the people behind me that know me tap me on the shoulder, and they're like, so, you gonna go up on stage or what? And I'm like, oh no, I totally forgot. And by that time I was out of costume, thank goodness. So they didn't like see me later. I'm like, hey, you're the engineer guy. Why didn't you go up stage? Out of costume. But just terrible. So the year after that, I did Guy Gardner. I made one prop, the big Guy Gardner pointer finger, and then I wore like Puma sweatpants and a jacket that I painted. I painted the whole jacket. That was pretty cool. I took a black jacket, painted it green, added all the white detailing to it. Like I made a pretty cool Guy Gardner costume. But all that I made, I did make the boots too. I made actually quite a bit, but it didn't look impressive, right? Like I did make the boots. The boots were painted green, and then I put a top wrapping over them to look like how guys' boots look. I painted the whole jacket. I added the Green Lantern logo. I took a Green Lantern, like a real Green Lantern, like DC Coin Bank. I gutted it out. I made it light up. Like I did a lot of stuff, but it was like a lot of little things here and there, and it didn't look like one whole costume. It was like a dude wearing whatever. Okay, I'll talk to you later about news. I'll get with you. All right, sounds good, Jason. I'll see you, bro. And so when I do these, and I get sidetracked, and I tell convention stories, it really makes me want to start a cosplay like podcast. So I'm thinking it's going to be like a YouTube only cosplay podcast where I talk. I don't know. I'll probably have guests on. Like I imagine I can get Jason on, other people from around the area. I don't want it to feel. I want it to feel like super laid back, super natural. Oh yeah, no. Thank you. I loved it. You know, Guy Gardner's my favorite Green Lantern, so I'm glad he turned out really well. I'm just saying, to the untrained eye, it's like a dude in clothes. Where if I were to be some dude in like full armor, you're like, oh wow, he made everything. Even though in Guy Gardner, I did make everything. You know, I made the gloves. I guess I didn't make the undershirt or like the pants, right? But I made the boots. I made the gloves. I made the lantern. I made the thumb. You know, the big pointer finger. Sprayed my hair orange. Loves that costume. But it's not like crazy impressive, so I didn't win anything. That's fine. But then I do Captain America, Endgame Captain America last last year, 2 years ago, and I got Thor's hammer that I made. I've got the shields that I made. And then like that's it. I only made the hammer and the shield, right? And then the Captain America suit I bought, but I had to do all this little sewing to make it fit right. And then I added like his chest piece because the suit just had it like the chainmail printed on, and then I sort of made chainmail. It didn't turn out great, but I sort of made chainmail. I also switched out the star, like, but I did enough where it's like people would be like, "Oh, I can tell," even though it's technically it was less work. It wasn't really less work because the hammer and the shield were really hard to make. Um, but it was probably the same, if not just a little bit more work than Guy. And then I got an award for that, which was awesome. That was really cool. It was the first time I'd won a cosplay award in like 2 years or something like that, and I was like so like beaten down. I was like, man, I used to like. Not that it's all about winning. Obviously, cosplay is just about fun. But I was like, am I not as good as I thought I was? For a second there, I'm like, I haven't won anything in a really long time, and am I choosing the wrong characters? Like, what am I doing? And obviously, there's no such thing as choosing the wrong characters when you cosplay, because whatever character you want to cosplay is the right character. Obviously, I'm just saying like for what other people want to see, which honestly, who cares what other people want to see? Like, you know, did I not choose a character that would show my skill, you know? But then I realized it's more, this is the weird thing, right? When I say choose a character, one year I wanted to cosplay the comedian. I think the comedian's a cool character. I think he looks cool, like that aesthetic. The comedian's really cool to me. So I cosplayed him. First convention I took him to, I did get judge's choice, but I thought that my handiwork with the comedian, this is in my own head, like it's so good. My comedian costume is so good. It should win better than a judge's choice award. It should win the category. Like it's so good. It wasn't that amazing, but because of how much of it I made, I just thought like it's so good. How is it not winning anything? So I entered NebraskaCon, a bigger convention than SodacCon, and it gets nothing. It doesn't win, doesn't whatever. But then I think to myself, like, what if I would have put the same amount of time and effort into like I'll say it because it's easy, Overwatch. It probably wasn't as popular in 2018 even, but like, man, what if I would have made an Overwatch costume? Would I have just gotten like crazy applause? Like, would I have done better? Maybe, who knows? But cosplaying stuff that people know about, it does help. It does help, I think. Like cosplaying what's popular, as lame as that is, you'll get more people asking for your picture at a convention. You'll get more people knowing who you are, just in general. More opportunities for other photo shoots. Like when you dress up as like a character from The Watchmen, besides Rorschach, who's just the easiest because he's dude in a trench coat, dude in a mask. It's crazy. Um, I like how I blue screen every time I read something. But yeah, Anthony, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Um, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't like the bad takeaway is like, oh, I should only cosplay what's popular, so I get blah 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 blah. You'll get so burnt out. You'll never want to cosplay ever again. Cosplaying is always about bringing characters to life. If you happen to like something that's popular, awesome, best of both worlds. Like Endgame Captain America. I freaking love Captain America. I freaking love Endgame. Everybody liked Endgame. You make Endgame Cap. It's a popular thing. You like it and you feel great because you not only love the character, but you're getting that's like the best of both worlds. If you truly love something and you're not just making it because it's popular, beautiful, amazing. But yeah, because then you get more recognition from your work. If people know what you're talking about, people will stop you and be like, "Oh, how'd you make the hammer? How'd you make the shield?" And you're like, "Oh, this is how I did it." And you get to explain that to normal people, just people walking around. You get to explain that to the judges. They're like, "Oh, I loved that scene in the movie. I'm glad that you loved it so much that you wanted to cosplay from it." So if you can find, best of both worlds, absolutely. But sometimes, like 2018 was just like a year where I'm like, I want to cosplay the comedian, just because like that was my mindset. It was kind of my mindset for 2020, honestly. But I was already working on other stuff. I would have totally made some changes to my comedian costume had I the time. But yeah, like 2018 was such a year where I'm like, I feel like Edward Blake. Everything is a joke. This sucks. You know, which is kind of how 2020 was, I guess, too. But yeah, I was like, I just wanted to cosplay the comedian, and I took him to an anime convention. You know, anime and old DC Watchmen comic book. Not a lot of crossover there. None at all. But like, the cool thing about also cosplaying someone that's obscure is then people will be like, whoa, you're the comedian from a movie that's 10 years old, from a comic book that's like 30, 40 years old. Pardon me, I don't know when Watchmen came out. I wasn't alive when it came out, so I don't know. And they lose their mind. Same thing, when I went to Denver Comic Con, you were seeing people from My Hero Academia, from Avengers Endgame, you know, this is 2 years ago, right? But then I saw a dude who was Madcap. Madcap is this C-list, D-list Marvel villain who got his start in the old Captain America, like the 80s Hotline Cap run, and he recently started appearing in some like Deadpool comics, but like this dude was Madcap. And I'm like, what? Only like, you know, 10 people here probably know who Madcap is. That's so awesome. And I lost it. I was like, bro, I would have never thought in a million years I would see someone dress up as Madcap. It's insane. So that I also just love. I love it when people are obscure characters that I understand, you know, because they can be obscure anime character, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but like, I'm sure there are people that do know who they are, and they just lose their mind. That's how I was like, wow, Madcap. You're Madcap? Are you serious? It's great. But yeah. So if people would be interested in a cosplay podcast, this is basically exactly what it did. Yeah, it's obscure. The more obscure it is, the more I kind of love it sometimes. Madcap is wild. Madcap is crazy to me. Like that dude got, you know, he you know, tie-dyed his pants. You know, not tie-dye, but you know, dyed his pants and all that stuff, and he's freaking Madcap. He woke up that day, put on his big old hat, put on his mask, and he's like, I'm gonna be Madcap. And I'm like, that's so awesome. I wish I liked like an obscure character that much to like cosplay him. And I mean that's sort of how Guy Gardner was, but he's still like a main Green Lantern, you know? He's not like Madcap levels of obscure. But like, dude, Madcap, that just made my heart happy. Seeing obscure people like that be cosplayed, I'm like, those characters deserve like representation, deserve to be seen. Because some artist, you know, some writer came up with him. And, you know, comic book writers, sure, they come up with a million different heroes and villains all the time. But to see someone like a character so much, to like dress up as them, that's so awesome. Especially when it feels obscure. That's so sweet. Obscure stuff is the best. Oh yeah, baby. Hot glue. Haven't burnt myself today. Shouldn't have said that. It's probably jinxing it, but very solid. Now I'm just doing, now that the glue under it has dried, I'm doing a glue crisscross over top as sort of a little safety blanket. This is all stuff that I've done for years that I'm just like little tricks that you can find on. I was about to say that no one will tell you, but people will tell you all the time. There's so many. There's never been a better time to get into cosplay. Not really. I mean, if you want to go to conventions, it's a terrible time. But if you want to slowly learn, take your time, really master the craft, and I say master with quotation marks because I have not mastered it, and people that you think look like masters have also not mastered it, you know? It's impossible. It's impossible to master. It just is. I shouldn't say it's impossible. You can do all things. First of all, through Christ, you can do all things, so jot that down. But yeah, like it's not impossible. You can get really good at this. And obviously some people are. So that's drying, or cooling, right? Cooling, drying. I don't know. I don't know what the right word for that is. Oh, dude, I try to quote Always Sunny as much as I can. I love it so much. Yeah, dude, I know. Like, I'm on my phone. The stream's gonna end pretty soon, anyways. But thank you so much, Anthony, for popping in. Um, this is the part of the stream where I go, oh, this is what we did. That's what we did. That's what we did. Cool. Blah blah blah. So, what did we get done today? We painted some stuff, and now, if it's dry, which it is, we're gonna Mod Podge it. Mod Podge. Oh shoot. Mod Podge. Mod Podge. It's magical. It's great. Uh, we're gonna do this, then we're gonna go to sleep. It's 10 o'clock. It's 9:57. But I like to do these streams for an hour. Some people stream for crazy long times, and I guess I could. Like, I could honestly, almost all day tomorrow, I could probably stream all day. But most people are at work, so like, why? For what reason would you do that? Let's see. I like to use these sponge brushes for Mod Podge. Let's see if I have any to use. Because I just don't, I really don't like the bristle brushes for Mod Podge. Oh, there it is. This is the only one I have left. You can get like, for $3, you get like 30 of these. But I always clean them off anyways, because I like to reuse these. So yeah. Now, hopefully these new buckles don't chip like the old ones. Oh, this is still kind of wet actually. What about this one? This one's not wet. That's a little bit. It's not, like, it's still cold, you know what I mean? Alright, I think we're just going to call it here. I think I will Mod Podge these in the morning. As much as I wanted to Mod Podge these tonight so they'd be done in the morning, painting them tonight and then Mod Podge in the morning is fine. I have plenty of other stuff to do. Plenty of freaking foam to cut out, good lord. So, as always, this is where I lie, and I say, I'll try to be here next week, you know? But the truth is, if you see me 3 months from now, not big surprise. Not a very big surprise at all. So, we're going to end it here. We got, that stuff painted. We got straps put on here, which I almost touched the glue. I guess it's dry, so it's fine. But we have straps put on, 2 pieces. Not a terrible hour. Not terrible. It just shows how slow it can go. Especially, I probably really only worked for like 30 minutes because I just talked the whole time. But, yeah, I'm going to lie. I'm going to say we're at episode 68. And it'd be a real shame to not have one more episode, you know? So we're at least going to, the show's not over. We're at least going to have one more episode. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. And as always, it doesn't matter what you make, but